Biographer Andrew Lowney predicts a trial. The Duke intends to outlast the clock. The institution responds with its most effective defense: silence. Life at Wood Farm is now limited to a 3-person staff: a cook, a maid, and an assistant. In May 2024, the removal of a £3 million security detail moved from a royal spreadsheet to the physical world. When an intruder breached the Sandringham perimeter to confront him, the Duke experienced the reality of his new status. He is no longer a protected asset, but a private citizen in a vulnerable house. The City of London has revoked his title as a freeman. He remains in a farm cottage, occupied by video games and the steady abandonment of royal routine. Like the Duke of Windsor after 1936, he is being neutralized through isolation rather than decree. The institution is not punishing him, it is making him invisible. Lawyers argue the Duke was never a formal public servant. This technicality of secondment renders charges of misconduct moot. The strategy protects the king. A monarch cannot be summoned to testify in his own court. It is a constitutional stalemate that prevents the case from ever reaching a jury. The file is being closed, not resolved. Official documents are scheduled for release only in 2065. The institution has ensured that the truth will arrive long after the participants have ceased to matter. A clerk in the cabinet office presses a heavy rubber stamp onto the cover of a thick manila folder. The ink leaves a purple mark, 2065. That year marks the 105th anniversary of the Duke of York's birth. Inside this folder is the ledger for £12 million. The Public Accounts Committee has traced this sum, documenting its movement from the private accounts of the late Queen and the inheritance left by Prince Philip. By settling a private lawsuit with family capital, the transaction was removed from the oversight of Parliament. The method mirrors the handling of the Marburg files in 1945. Back then, the government suppressed captured German telegrams regarding the Duke of Windsor, ensuring the details of his wartime conduct remained a state secret for 60 years. The current legal immunity hinges on a single phrase: royal secondee. In formal submissions, the Duke's lawyers argue that his decade as an international trade envoy did not constitute public service. He was a family member on temporary assignment. This technicality prevents the High Court from examining his conduct as a representative of the state. The clerk places the folder into a numbered box. It is moved to a basement shelf in the National Archives, where the temperature is kept at a constant 16 degrees. The box is slid into place. The 2065 label is the last thing visible before the lights are extinguished. The Duke's legal team is focusing on a specific procedural threat. The docket carries a title the Constitution was never designed to hold: the King versus Mountbatten-Windsor. Under current law, the Duke retains the right to call his brother as a witness. This constitutes institutional leverage. If his past associations were a liability, the defense focuses on the oversight of the sovereign who sanctioned his travel and his staff for over a decade. By April 2025, the legal landscape shifts. Prosecutors must navigate a maze of indirect evidence, while the British judicial system faces a backlog of 80,000 cases. Mathematically, a trial cannot begin before 2029. The strategy extends the investigation until the end of the current reign, keeping the family's internal emails from entering the public record. In May 2025, the Crown Estate will issue the next formal review of the Royal Lodge lease. The Duke remains in the residence, where the heating is now disconnected in the empty wings to manage costs. He is waiting for the next deadline, while the archive waits for 2065. The institution is moving toward its next transition, leaving the evidence to be managed by the next generation of clerks. Is the king protecting his brother, or is he protecting the crown from what his brother knows? Share your thoughts below and subscribe for more documented history.